Mr. Edwards, thank you very much for joining us on DXB today. Now, you spoke about governments and the digital future and whether or not we are prepared. Are we?
I think some governments, like the UAE and others around the world, have been taking a real strong look at AI and are leading the efforts. And I think many others aren't. And, my discussion today was about what's the steps to approach, governments should take to approach using and deploying AI in government. Generative AI is all the rage, but there's a lot of issues with it. And so governments have to take a very careful, nuanced approach, step by step.
And how is AI rewriting the rules of creativity? That's what you spoke about. So tell us a little bit about how it's doing that.
Well, the first question is, what is creativity? So creativity is coming up with things that didn't exist before, preferably something useful or interesting. And nowadays, AI can do that. It can come up with things that didn't exist before, and it can interpolate different ideas or mix different ideas and come up with something. So you can now use AI as a creative aid. And this is different than the technology that we're used to. We're used to information age technologies like the internet, mobile phone. These are things where you make a copy of something and then you distribute that data. But that's not really much different than the printing press. What is new is that these technologies are creative. They're coming up with things that didn't exist before. And so we're entering the generative age, or our machines are intelligent.
Incredible. And how do you think this relates to governments across the world? And what do you think they can do with this kind of newfound technology?
Well, government is a very large topic. Everything from reducing toil, making it easier to, say, set up permits to start a business. You could automate it, make it faster. Imagine, depending on where you live, there are places where you have to spend a lot of effort paying your taxes. It's a day of your time. What if you could automate that? So getting rid of the toil. But what it also means from a point of view of the citizens of every country is today you have two different types of workers. You have people who are individual contributors. They do the work. And then you have people who lead them. What I believe is going to happen is that AI is going to replace the individual contributors and turn every human being into a leader, where you direct the AI to do what you're trying to do.